Hello and welcome back to the Gorilla Biker on tour. Today we're going to do some servicing on the Hornet. You've seen this before on the channel when I did a tall person review on it. So yeah, we'll start into it. Limerick Stig doing the job. Oh,
Lovely toolbox, my Ziploc bag.
so what we're going to do first is the spark plugs while the engine is cold, and then we're going to heat it up and change the oil. So you want an 8mm spanner. Then you want a 5 Allen. Pop off the side covers.
Lovely.
So when you pop that out, there's just a push clip down there. It does pull out. Don't worry about smashing it, just don't bend it. There's the other one out. I'm going to leave them in the man shed. Do you want to give them a tour of the man shed?
The man shed is lovely.
Look how nice that is. I want one. Then you want to get in here and take off the hinge bolt, which I might need to secure the other side. So if you're working around and near the battery, just make sure you don't leave something like that contact across them, because you get a nice old shock. So I don't know this on all the Hornets, but there's a wee safety strap there that is probably for grounding purposes.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I'll just take that off as well. So what we're going to do is just take all these off. So what we've just done there is disconnected the fuel line, this fella. All you do is push in those green clips there and twist that down. These ones were quite frozen just because they're old plastic, so that's just a push out. You might need to get a screwdriver at the edge of it. Same with this one here. And then you want to disconnect these two breather lines that go here and here. And that'll allow us a little bit more access into these spark plugs. It's still going to be a bit of a tight squeeze, but it's better than the phaser. What you want to do here is just gently pry up the caps, because again these could be frozen, but these ones are actually alright, and lift them out. I usually do one spark plug at a time just so I don't mix anything up. So I'm going to get the spark plug removal tool now and just get down in there and take that out. So if you don't have a proper spark plug removal tool, don't really worry about it, you can get in at these anyway. It just makes it easier to get it up and out, because I'll show you in a second. That was nice and easy to take out because this rubber bit, which always comes out with the spark plug, sits down in there. Now it's very handy for getting them out, but when you're putting in new spark plugs, it does the opposite and gets stuck in there, so hopefully we won't have to deal with that later, but we probably will. So always check as well. So this is CR9 EH9 and we're putting in CR9 EIX, so just as long as it's CR9. The element, it looks pretty good actually. It's not too bad. It looks like it's burning right anyway. So now we're just going to open this one up and put back in the new one. Again, the thing I like about NGKs is NGK actually set the spark gap from factory and put on this sleeve to stop it getting knocked about in transit and stuff. You can still check the gap if you want, if you have slip gauges, but I never bother because I always buy NGKs and they're always been fine. And the other thing you want to do then with motorbikes is take off this bit. So if you saw the Magna video, you would have already seen this, but this is what we want. You can see that's what motorbike, what are those called again? HT leads. They fit on here. So we're just going to twist that off with the pliers. It's really easy. If you're precious about it, just pop that in that way to hold it and pop it off. So again, just make sure you're holding it. They twist off really easy, they're really loose. And that's it. You just want to take this bit off. And that is for cars, and also some motorbike HT leads do take them. I checked after the last day. But for our purposes we don't need it. So then we're going to pop back in this spark plug, make sure it's relatively secure. If you can, try not just drop the spark plug straight in, because obviously you could hit something, but other than that, just twist it into your hand first. Make sure you're not cross threading, which if you've ever heard of anyone who's worked on a motorbike, it's probably happened to them and it's miserable. So once it's fully hand tight like that, all you want to do is give it like a quarter turn. Do not over tighten these. You're going into an aluminium head, so like there, just when it pinches right there, stop. And then if you have the rubber holder like I do and it's kind of crap and worn down, give it a wiggle and hopefully it comes off, which it did.
Well, hey,
let's do this one first. Do the easy ones, get them out of the way.
low hanging fruit.
Again, I always sit this down on by hand, so I know it's kind of sat right. Also, one thing I did forget to mention, if you don't have a raised cap like this, I said it in the Magna video as well, just try blow off around here. So if this was a level cap, Try blow off around here with either compressed air or just give it a wipe before you take out the spark plug so you don't let a load of stuff fall down into it. It's not the end of the world, but better have it clean. So just all we're doing here is trying to make some more space for ourselves. This is just part of the airbox, so it's not even very important. This is all just in the name of making space, so you can just leave that hang somewhere safe.
Hey.
Oh, just about long enough. Oh, we got it out. So those inner ones are always going to be harder to get out, but with a bit of finagling you will get it out. So that one, I'd say that's what happened. That one looks a bit worse than the other ones. I have a feeling someone changed the outside plugs before and didn't change the inside ones, which is exactly what was like on my phaser when I changed them. This is the awkward bit. What you want to do is get this back in without dropping it, and also make sure that your rubber comes back out. It doesn't stay in there.
That's true for all things, really, isn't it?
You don't leave your rubber anywhere. You want it to stay on. Stay connected to where it's supposed to be. There are probably better tools to do this with, by the way. And again, what you want to do is when you're twisting it in, especially with these, just nice and gently, because you want to catch the threads properly. We're going to give it a wiggle and hope the rubber comes out. Alright, start praying to the angels of Odin and motorbikes. Do we have the rubber? We do.
Hey.
Yes, boy. You can also super glue them in, which I probably should have done a long time ago, but I didn't because I'm stupid. And the important thing with these is you want to get a good solid connection. So when you're pushing these back down, I'll show you better on the outside ones. But you want to hit that little click. I don't know, did you hear that? That's what you want. Make sure it's made good contact with it. Now we're moving on to one which will probably break our heart. I think what we're going to try to do is open this off and just move it out of the way, because after that it actually looks like we might have better access to the other side. What we actually could do is just open it here, maybe pull the whole thing out. I don't know how much movement we'll have on it, but we can try it. So last, oh, that wasn't even pressed on properly. Were you running on 3 cylinders?
Possibly.
If I was you, looking at this, I'd replace that.
Huh.
To be honest,
But that's just a cap for it, is it?
Yeah, it's only the cap. Yeah, I'd still just replace it to be on the safe side.
But if that wasn't done right,
yeah, you could be running on 3 cylinders if it wasn't on right, yeah. It wouldn't help anyway.
well, over the past 2 or 3 months, this has been what I would consider down on power.
There's the one I'm really interested to see, was it ever changed? How bad it is. Also, West End boy, if you're watching, does this count as a day in the life video? This is what I do all the time, I swear. I'm not a mechanic.
Good Samaritan.
No! The rubber has failed. We are now pregnant. Whoever designed 4-cylinder engine bikes, I mean, they're a great joke, but my god. Oh, god damn it.
It's going to be weird as there are 2 guys at the back with a video camera.
It's alright, it's just porn. It's probably more normal, is it? What are you doing, bike videos? That's weird. Did that make porn like normal guys?
Oh! See, this one is substantially more rusty.
That's
on the
never
outside.
been changed.
And that's probably where the discolor and the HT lead
That
came
has
from.
never been changed, number one. And number two, your cap probably isn't sealed right. Right, that there, right? So like, it should look like them. So you can see like all of these have a slight bit of discoloration. That's just from age. This should not happen. You can tell where they don't design things for hands to be like this, because it's so bloody sharp. Luckily my hands are made of steel, like a real man. Oh my god. That's the 4 spark plugs changed. It actually went better than expected, so if you're looking to do it, maybe just do a bit of finagle and take some stuff off. It should be okay. As well, if you're looking at us and wondering, do I need to take the tank off? After doing those few plugs, I would definitely advise taking the tank off, because if you didn't, the amount of rattling and bumping and stuff we're doing here, you could just knock it. There we go.
Oh, satisfying pop.
You have a gorilla pushing on it. There we go.
Oh, so good.
No, I wasn't happy with it. And that's one thing, go around at the end and double check all these are pressed down, because there we go, that's popped. Right, so they're all popped in. Again, like I said, just go around and give them all a double check, because you'll be really pissed off if you're missing spark because you didn't push a bloody cap down. So now we're going to put everything back together, which is boring, so we're not going to show you.
Montage.
We'll cut back when we're doing oil. So line up the green tabs at the holes and you're putting it back on. Green tabs, holes. Make sure that happens. Now what we're going to do is give it a test start. Make sure we haven't forgotten to plug in anything, because there is a chance of that.
Oh! I'm not joking. That sounds smoother.
So now what we're going to do is I'm going to change the battery in the camera. We're going to let that heat up and then change the oil. So we're back. Now we're going to drain the oil after heating up the bike. Good indication when the bike's hot enough is turn it on, run it, and when your fan comes on, the bike's hot. Oh god, nice and tight. So Owen has this handy dandy oil box thing. What all you want to do is, my advice would be drain the oil, let it cool for a bit, and then get in at the oil filter, which is there. You probably will get a bit of oil on your headers, don't worry about it. We're gonna leave that drain and cool a bit and go have a cup of tea. Pause there.
I don't have any tea.
Doesn't it? Oh god damn. A cup of water then. So what we might have to do, because this is on really tight, because everyone always over tightens these for some reason, is we may have to drive a screwdriver through this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drive a screwdriver through it. Yeah.
You look cool with that head torch, bro.
So something you sometimes have to do, which I don't often recommend, is driving a screwdriver into it. And you can twist it with the screwdriver. And now Owen is going to start praying that he has the right size oil filter to replace this with.
Almost sure I do.
So that is pre-looped. Some people like to put oil in before they fit it, but I have found in this situation, if you put oil in it before you fit it, you just pour it all back out again, so I don't bother. So here's the thing, right? When you get to here and you get it like hand tight, you feel it tight, right? There's a rubber gasket. You don't need to over tighten it. So we should be putting on a new one of these, but Owen got the wrong size. So
Alfred's giving me the wrong size.
we're going to use the one we have. It's still plenty of thickness left in it, so it'll be alright. Again, with these, you don't need to... Oh, there's a feather on my tool. I killed a bird while you were away. So after our very professional Googling, we found out that this takes around about 3.5 litres. So as you can see here now, we put in about 3 litres, and it is showing as full. So I'm going to start the bike now, and Owen's going to stay videoing there. You see the oil be pulled back up into the oil filter and whatnot. So as you can see, it's pulled quite a bit of oil through the engine, and now we're just going to let it settle. You should really run it up to heat, which we'll probably do off camera, and we'll check it again. That's it. What we did today was the spark plugs on this Honda Hornet, 2008. They were actually easier than I thought they'd be. You can definitely do it yourself with a bit of patience, maybe a second person for handling the tank and stuff. And we also did an oil change, which is pretty straightforward as well. If you watch, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, I've done a couple of service videos now, also on a 2007 Phaser and also a 1987-88 Honda Super Magna. Look them up, I'll leave links in the description. And if you've liked, leave a like. If you really liked it, subscribe. And if you've really liked it, maybe share it, please, because I'm lonely and I need more people talking to me and stuff on the internet. It gives me validation. Anyway, adios.